Hey all, hope you're having a lovely day. We're back in Island Lake, and time for a harbour delivery. What a treat. Now, I'm going to stick with the twin steer today, and we are kicking off exactly where we left off last episode. No jumping around. I don't know what's going on there. What? What the hell is that? We've got a ghost shipping container. I'm going to auto-load, much like last episode, though, because, well, I'm not pissing around with that and a crane. Although, I am apparently pissing around, trying to get this truck turned around. So that's good. So as always, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. And you're strapping in comfortably to watch me probably have some more disasters on SnowRunner. Because we are going to risk taking the horrid route past those two bridges, which caused me so much pain in the last episode. Only because I have a slight belief that they're slightly less painful to navigate in the direction that we're travelling today. I've always found that they're worse coming in the opposite direction. This is going to be a big, long old drive through Island Lake and Drummond Island, I believe, to get to the harbour. I've not actually been to Drummond Island for quite a while, so it'll be fun to see that. If we can get out this puddle, because currently we ain't going anywhere. I don't think this is a tree that's going to come over. Actually, it probably is, but it's probably not. No, we're good. So that's always fun. Taking the twin steer again, just because. No real solid reason. It's just, I've not used it a lot, and I wanted to give it more of a whirl. Although, proving to be a little bit sticky in these swamps, which may not bode well for Drummond Island, because we've got some real thick mud to navigate on that map. Although, it's got a good chunk of trees to hold on to, so we might be okay. We might be okay. So here we are, approaching the danger zone. I think you can actually see that it's all churned up from last episode still. I can't remember whether the mud would kind of reset itself as I turn the game off and on again, but I think that only happens when you actually change maps, maybe. There's the Fleet Star in a bit of a puddle. And I've gone quiet because I'm concentrating. There we go. That felt a little bit hairy at times, but I was about to say I think we're through the worst of it. I'm not really sure. Okay, that's better. I've got quite a turn here to try and make. I'm going to anchor onto a big tree just for a bit of support here, because I don't like our odds right now. Ooh. Has the horrid route screwed me again? See, I never remember it being that bad in this direction, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm wondering if it's possible to actually just plough on through the swamp, to be honest. Should we give that a go? There's hopefully enough trees in each direction. Oh, is that a log that we're stuck on? Right, yeah. There you go. That was just a log holding us up. Although this isn't looking good. What that may have done, though, is allowed us to back out and straighten up a little bit. Possibly. Well, this is more of a difficult start than I thought it would be. I mean, I made the mistake of coming the horrible bridge route. He's really struggling. Again, not necessarily boding well for some of the muddy sections we've got to do in Drummond Island. Ooh. But we're there. We are through the horrid section. Wasn't entirely convinced we were going to make it then without another flip over, and I think rescuing this old truck would be a tricky one. I'll probably need the Pacific for it. So I think what I'm going to do now is I am going to fuel up at the tanker that's just outside of here, and then we're going down the classic route down to Drummond Island. So I think it's time-lapse time. I'm going to grind into a hole. Wonderful. Right. Let's put the beacons on. It's almost night time. Let's fuel up. How much fuel have we got left in that container, actually? Reasonable amount still. Right. See you in Drummond Island, unless anything exciting or worrying happens before the loading screen. So one of the things that's a bit of a pain about Drummond Island is how you kind of get plonked here when you need to go this way, I think. Yeah, so we're going to have to kind of reverse and head on up. It's going to be a big old weavy journey all the way through to get us to the port, which is going to be fun. But, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain how it plants you out so far this way. I'm hoping we can actually reverse all the way down here without getting stopped by... Is that a barrier? Ooh, it is a barrier. Cool, so that's enough of what we need. And this is the slightly worrying swampy route that we've now got to take with the twin steer. Fortunately, there's generally a lot of things to winch onto. Although the ground is a little bit unsteady. That's not what I wanted to winch onto. That's fine. What I'm going to do is take that one to here, I think. Not pull it too hard. That's just enough. That should mean we can get onto the big sturdy one over here. Fine. I'm going to stop winching so I can actually turn the corner though. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be quite a slow journey through Drummond Island. That's okay. Slow and steady is better than on our side. I think we do want to go this way, yeah. Still winding our way through the puddles. That's going to snap straight away. I don't know why I thought winching onto that tiny little bush is going to help things. But let's try the back of the truck on that tree there. It's amazing sometimes in SnowRunner, just the winch point makes so much difference to success or not. We picked up this mission, I can't remember. Probably done it several times now. Yeah, we're good. We have it. A little wary of tree stumps. I can see one just on the left there. So if we get a tree stump into this, it's going to be a right pain in the arse. I'm doing this all without waypoints at the moment as well, which is a choice. What was that? I bounced off something. Oh, it was a tree stump. So I'm just popping that there. Yeah, so that is where I'm trying to go. A little worried about the angle of this turn here. going to back out of it, I think, and try and come at this from another angle. I think I'm going to go to the other side of the tree stump and see if that gives me a bit more flexibility or a bit more safety, because we were kind of making a very oh god, I don't like this at all. How do I do this? It doesn't help that it's night time. So that route, not that route. So the route to the right gives me a horrid turn. The route to the left flips me up a bit, or potentially flips me up. What if we plough through some trees here? Getting stuck on something, but I don't know whether it's a tree stump or just... No, there's definitely something. I can't seem to be able to winch myself out of it. Am I bottoming out? Let's try... Try this. Yeah, we were just struggling with a hill. Right, that is done. That proved to be a little more challenging than I thought it might be. Don't remember doing this mission on normal mode, so I don't know what route I must have taken to do it, but it might not have been this one, because this is turning out to be a lot more horrid than I thought it might be. Maybe the twin steer was the wrong choice for this. Maybe would have been better in the White Western Star. But I don't know. These tight corners, where we're also at an angle, are proving to be a little bit problematic. I'm very scared of tipping us. It's a little bit of sense of relief right now, being at my old little temporary base. So let's get some fuel. I need to get closer to it though. So we'll reverse to that, I think. Sorry, little trailer. There we go, refuel. Fuel at the twins there. So there's still plenty of fuel in that trailer. And hello. Don't know. Don't quite know what's happening there on the map. Yeah, so we are going out this way. I am going to waypoint us this time, just to avoid getting in a bit of a mess at various occasions. Put one there, one there, and then we want to go that way. Cool. And then it's following the path, so it shouldn't be too bad after that. So this next section is going to be interesting in a different way. I don't think it's quite as dramatic in terms of angles. The paths are generally, or the roads are generally wider, but it's a lot muddier. So I think the next section's going to be more chance of getting stuck. But we'll see. How's all... Oh, hello. First bit of damage on the twin steer, I believe, from what might have been a pebble in the road. I don't really know what caused that. So there we go, just swimming through the mud here. Plenty of things to winch onto though. I think that is our saving grace today, is that most of this route is very winchable. More patches of deep mud. But again, more things to winch onto. I think it's going to be interesting to get the twin stick back to a garage at some point. It feels like it needs it, certainly for a more powerful engine and better gearbox. But I genuinely can't remember what the upgrade offering is like on this thing. I think I said before that I'm sure you can get it for all-wheel drive, but I don't think you unlock that until a much later stage in the game. I think it's in one of the DLC regions maybe, so we can forget about that for some time. I'd also be keen to know, and this is a long, long way off yet, be keen to know if people will be interested to see the DLC regions done in release order or another order. I don't know what that other order is yet, but I'm kind of aware that I think some of the first regions from DLCs, is it like Season 1? Not Season 1. Like the first release, essentially, just one of the snowy ones, and the fourth one, I believe, are two of the hardest season pass DLC expansions, whilst quite a few of the later ones are much easier. And I'm intrigued as to whether I should approach them in release order or do them in a bit of a different order and build up to the harder ones. But it would be interesting to see what you, the audience, think of that. I mean, again, it's quite possibly years off at this point. I think I've been doing Michigan for, at the time that this video will release, quite possibly over a year, or very close to. I'm pretty sure it was May last year when I started this channel and released the first video, and it is almost the end of May on the day that I'm recording this. Very strong chance that it will be released just before May's over, so, you know, at the current rate, it won't be 2 years until we do DLC, but hopefully I will pick up the pace a bit. I think Alaska's a little bit of a shorter region than Michigan anyway. I'll be going into it with a slightly more developed fleet of trucks compared to starting Michigan, of course. And also I don't think there's anything on the horizon for quite a while that's going to stop me releasing at least one video a week. I'd like to do more, but it's just, I've said before, it's time. I can't make, well, I suppose I could make the time, but it's challenging too. And I think, you know, there's part of me that feels if I did make the time to do more than one video a week, I'd like to use the second video for another game, because I have got plenty of things that I want to do with the channel beyond just SnowRunner. So if I get to a point of making time to do a second video in a week, I think it's going to be something else. Maybe. About to open the map and be like, oh, am I going the right way? But I've just noticed to the left here we've got the road popping back up. I've also just realised that I didn't sync my audio at the start of this video, so Editing Chimp is going to have a wonderful time trying to get everything to match. In fact, I'm going to pause and do that now. It's a little bit late, but it's going to help me in the long run. I'm glad I somewhat remembered to do that. Otherwise it would have been a real treat. It's still going to be a faff to edit with a sync right there, but hey ho. Port is in sight. Oh, and some giant floating no entry signs. I'd forgotten that that's how they do the barrier on these. Goodness, it's a wonderful bit of immersion braking right there. We're in America, so we need to go in on the right side, I believe. Feels dirty. Wrong side of the road. I can't remember if there's a fuel trailer somewhere around here. Well, there's certainly one of the big mission trailers. Nice. So 4,750 money, 590 experience. Couldn't quite see that from the sofa across the room. Which means we have now... Is there a fuel tanker? Sort of got it in my head that there might be one here, but maybe I'm thinking of one of the ports in Alaska. I can't see anything. So what have we just unlocked? We've got out with the old. And that's it. So which one's that? This is delivering stuff to the Smithfield Dam. Oil drill rig. Oh, is that the thing from... Wrong burn. Oil rig drill. Is that one of these? Oh, I can't click on it to get it to work. Oil rig drill. Yep, one of those. So we're going to need the Pacific down here to pick up our big old trailer that's behind us. However, that's going to be one for next time. I'm going to keep this one nice and short. Last episode was a long one, and this one can be a nice little short one. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time for a big old journey, I think. Possibly with this big old truck behind me. And as always, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. And goodbye.